DJX, the Ben Davis and Kelly K Show podcast.
Supplying every demand.
On demand.
I think I was catfished by my grandma on Facebook.
How are you catfished by your grandma?
So on Facebook Messenger, right? So like I rarely look at the, they have like sections of Facebook Messenger. They have the ones that you're friends with and you actively like message. And then they're like people who sent you a request to talk on Facebook Messenger. And then they have the could be spam. So I click on the who has sent me a message, and then I just click spam because I had seen a notification that my grandma had sent me a message on Facebook, and I'm like, what? And so I look on it, and she's like, hi Ben, I hope you and your family are staying safe during this pandemic.
That doesn't sound like something that someone who knows you would say. I
don't talk to my grandma lives out on the West Coast, right? This is my dad's side of the family. And so I don't like talk to her all that often, if maybe once or twice every few years. I mean, like it's very rare that I have a conversation with her, much less on social media, right? So I'm like, I'm what? Okay.
Did you write back?
And I did.
Okay.
And I wrote back and I was like, hey, sorry, I this got stuck in spam. We're doing fine. Hope you're all well. Like just something kind of generic.
Right.
I didn't like say, hey, here's my credit card information. Buy yourself something nice.
Right. Just in case it's some guy named Larry in his basement.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So anyways, I get a message back this morning and it was that's when I was like, I think I might be getting catfished by my own grandma. So she writes back and says, pretty good, no complain.
No complain?
Period. Okay. And we safe. I'm glad to hear that, just checking on you. And then a space and a period. So like she doesn't put the period right past the you. She puts a space, then the period. And then
we got a lot of grammatical errors
right.
too.
And my grandma's an educated woman. So I don't think, A, she's using Facebook Messenger to communicate with me, and B, that she's typing this and it being all like grammatically incorrect. Then she goes on and says, everything has been going on well since have benefited from the federal government COVID-19 relief funds grant program. And
Here
then,
it is.
And, right. And so I'm like, okay. And then, lest I forget, have you heard about the COVID-19 relief funds grant? Space, question mark. It's the space and the punctuation.
That's what does it for you? Everything else is doing it for me.
Everything. And so that's when I'm like, oh, all right. I think maybe her Facebook account has been compromised.
So then you're like, okay, no, I haven't heard about that. Here is my social security number.
Right.
Would
Tell
you
me
please
more.
Hook me up?
So then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to report this as spam because I think I just got catfished by my own grandma.
Wow.
I know.
That's unfortunate.
But it was like, it was so interesting how it was approached because it was just like the bait was, hey, hope you and your family are doing okay.
No, that happened to Michael, my husband, one time. It was an associate of his sent a message kind of like that. It was a little bizarre because they had a little bit of like knowing he was a realtor.
Yeah.
And using that a little bit and then saying, oh, I hate to ask you this, but could you do me a solid and help me out with this closing and go to the store, buy an eBay gift card for $100? Not kidding. So Michael took him on a ride and said, okay, no problem. I'm at the store right now.
What color gift card do you want?
Right. And then in the meantime, messaged the actual person.
Yeah.
Like texted him and said, hey, are you messaging me?
Yeah.
And he's like, nope.
Yeah, I think I need to reach out to my grandma and be like, hey, you might want to change your password.
I was going to say when my grandma was alive, she wouldn't have been on Messenger. Like, what is your grandma? Would she be on Messenger? Would that be a mode
No.
Of communication?
That should have been for me. I mean, I'm a college educated man too. Like that should have been for me enough that raised the red flag. But I was like, not only is it flagged as spam, which could have been like the first red flag, but then the fact that my like 80-something-year-old grandma is writing me on Facebook Messenger. Yeah. So. Anyways, hey,
you know what? They had your best interest at heart. They want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that federal grant program.
I guess so, but I guess I'm using this moment to say, hey, just be careful. Be careful of the people who contact you. Yeah, well, yes.
In Messenger, so you think it's legit.
Right. Crazy. Coming up, it is that search for love on the internet, so it doesn't get much better. I mean, God.
By the way, I apologize to any people named Larry who are in basements. I'm not insinuating anything.
Right.